Hello, everyone. I'm Tracy. Thank you for joining me today. I wanted to put this up. This is like a last minute decision. I was going to do something else today, but I got so fired up listening to the RFK um, Senate hearings about his confirmation that I wanted to, highlight some of these senators that are just being completely out of line, the way they're treating RFK, how they're digging up information and just trying to smear his reputation instead of focusing on, what really matters. And I think to me, what really matters is that he is going to change the way, research is done. He's going to look at things that are seriously affecting us and has been for some time regarding the medical industry as well as additives in our food and radiation, things like that. But I wanted to show Nicole Shanahan's message yesterday, and she was RFK's running mate when he was running for president. She made a really strong statement, and I wanted to show it.
Hey everyone, tomorrow is a pivotal moment in our nation's history. At 10 a.m. Eastern Time, RFK will sit in front of the Senate Finance Committee for his confirmation hearing to be our nation's next Secretary of Health and Human Services. I urge everyone to call their U.S. senators over the following days and demand they vote yes on Bobby's nomination. He is more than qualified, he's proven, principled, and prepared to lead. I'll share a list below of key senators. If they represent your state, they need to hear from you. If they don't, please call your own senator and ask them to vote yes. We need as many votes as we can get. So this hasn't been widely reported, but in 2020, I cut large checks to Chuck Schumer to help Democrats flip 2 Senate seats in Georgia from red to blue. The 2 candidates I helped elect, Senator Raphael Warnock and Senator John Ossoff, please know I will be watching your votes very closely. I will make it my personal mission that you lose your seats in the Senate if you vote against the future health of America's children. And more than that, I also want to say to Senators Mitch McConnell, Lindsey Graham, Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, Bill Cassidy, Tom Tillis, James Lankford, Cory Booker, John Fetterman, Bernie Sanders, and Catherine Cortez Masto, this is a bipartisan message, and it comes directly from me. While Bobby may be willing to play nice, I won't. If you vote against him, I will personally fund challengers to primary you in your next election, and I will enlist hundreds of thousands to join me. Big Pharma and Big Ag have exploited us for far too long. It ends now. You're either on the side of transparency and accountability, or you are standing in the way. The choice is yours. Please choose wisely.
Yeah, so I was really impressed when I heard her say that. I mean, that doesn't make, that makes a really strong statement. If you're not familiar with who she is, she was married to, I think, one of the founders of one of the big tech companies. I think it's Google. But anyway, she has $1 billion at least. So she does have that power to affect elections. And I do remember those 2 Georgia seats. They were very, very close races. And I do feel like her contributions did allow for those 2 senators to get elected. Now, I just want to share a little for a little background on myself. I actually voted for RFK for president. He was on the ballot. No one has to tell me that he wasn't going to win. I already knew that. But I just knew, being in the state that I am, it wasn't going to make a big difference. But I did vote for him, and I believe in what he is standing for and what he is trying to do if he gets confirmed. And I do believe he is going to get confirmed. I have these 2 clips. One is from Elizabeth Warren, their exchange. And these are just examples of how ridiculous some of these exchanges were.
I'm asking about fees from suing drug companies. Will you agree not to do that?
You're asking me to not sue drug companies,
no,
and I'm not going to agree to that,
Senator. Drug companies as much as you want.
I'm not going to agree to not sue drug companies or anybody.
So
Right. So I believe Elizabeth Warren as well as Bernie Sanders have taken significant contributions from pharmaceutical companies. So it makes sense that they're defending that industry. But she's asking him to not sue pharmaceutical companies and not take any fees. This is something he's been doing for some time, and I don't think that if he is going to be working on these cases, that he should do them for free. I think she's just trying to stick up for the industry that has supported her for many years. So this is one of the most heated and controversial secretary hearings that I've seen in a long time, although I'm not one to watch them all. But I do know that the room here is full, which is not always the case. And I just thought that was so low of Bernie to, make a presentation with these onesies. I personally don't care if someone wants to buy their baby that. And by the way, I am pro-vaccine. My children have been fully vaccinated, and they actually have to if they want to go to school in California. But I do believe that there needs to be a lot more studies and research into the safety of a lot of these medications. So now I'm going to just put some screenshots of the senators that made a fool out of themselves by bringing up really ridiculous claims, trying to gaslight him and, smear him as a person. One here, Senator Wyden from Oregon. Shame on you for everything you said. I'm not going to go through everything. These were very, very long hearings, but he was bad. Also from Virginia, Senator Warner. Horrible arguments he brought up. I can't remember all of them. Here's another one, and she got a lot of time. She brought up topics like DEI and just trying to make him seem like he was against research for the treatment of African Americans as far as expecting mothers go. Just if you guys want to watch these, do. They're very long, but very important, very revealing things that I noticed coming from some of these politicians. And here again, Senator Warren, who is a staunch advocate for the pharmaceutical industry, and again, Senator Sanders. And here she is from Nevada, Senator Masto. But those were the ones that I picked out, but there are many. They dug up things from his past. They brought up quotes that he made, 3-4 years ago and took them out of context, and, brought up personal things. And just, this was just a show. I think they were just trying to show what they stand for. And it's just so tone deaf for them to be trying to, pigeonhole him into this anti-vaxxer, which he is not. I know that's been a label that has been put on him from very early on, and he is not an anti-vaxxer. He is just trying to get the agencies to research vaccines, research the additives in our food, as well as some other things, and try to get to the bottom of why there are so many kids that have autism and ADHD. And I know probably we all know a family who has a child that has autism. And if you do, you understand it's a very, very devastating diagnosis to have, and it's extremely taxing on a family. The time, the effort, and the cost it takes to care for a child with autism. Also, the strain it has on the teachers, the administrators, the education system. It takes so much more effort to educate a child with special needs, And I know for a fact that the autism rate, and RFK will give you the numbers, but it's very high. I think it's like 1 out of 34 children born today are on the spectrum. And I know in my kids' class, at least one child, I would say, has some level of autism, and sometimes more than just one. So I think this is one of the most important things that needs to be looked into. I think we need to get to the bottom of exactly why we're seeing these high rates of these disorders. And that's just a couple of things. There are many, many health disorders that are on the rise that affect children as well as adults. And very little progress, I feel, has been made to get to the bottom of why this is happening. And we know exactly when the epidemic started. I think it was 1996, 97, when, or maybe I think it was 1998, when we saw this big uptick in children born with autism. So there are many, many senators that treated RFK Jr. Very poorly, try to pigeonhole him and say yes or no, like they just try to get him to make claims that they wanted to hear. But I feel like he did a really good job. He's an attorney, so he understands how to get out of these situations where they're cornering him into trying to get him to say yes or no, trying to get him to agree to certain things. But, it went on throughout yesterday as well as today. And I'm just like so disappointed in a lot of these politicians that behave this way. There are some that are very supportive of his confirmation. Here is Senator Crapo from Idaho. There are some that are very supportive and believe in what he's trying to do, but I didn't want to go through all of them. But some of the senators, I got so fired up by, hearing all of this go on, yesterday and as well as today. So that's really all I wanted to share. I have another video planned that's going to be delving into the executive order that Trump has put out regarding the recovery and the changes that he wants to see done in California regarding the prevention of wildfires. So be probably looking out for that next week sometime. So that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.